your name? Walk ahead. You cover us in shame and I take the blame. Living by the rules to which high school blues. Walk ahead. Big cannons keep provoking. Blood red sun starts choking. Can anyone stand this nonsense? Eating away, telling us to stop and obey. To stop and obey. Now rats can shine, jokers got silver lining. Holy Mary sings songs in the wet rain. Walk ahead. Now every new day's a new firearm to my teeth. Call me a liar. Building as you rip. Someone show me someone living up desire. Big cannons keep provoking. Blood red sun starts choking. Can anyone stand this nonsense? Eating away, telling us to stop and obey. To stop and obey. When this goes wrong, do you know what you wish for?
Hello, hello. Welcome in. Nice to see you back. Thank you. Love parts 1 and 2. Been praying for a third part. I've been working on it for a while. On and off. But we're going to get it finished. Let me just turn down this music a little bit. It's too loud. Better. Righty, let's have a look. Spoiler warning, as per the title. So I'm in my modded version. Today we've got Menyoo SP, Scene Director, and a couple of other things. But mostly SP and Scene Director is what I've been using. Do you want to see the clips so far? There's a lot of them. Let's see. Check out the clips, you can see the 2022, there's some from 2023. I haven't touched it at all this year. So I'll be re-familiarising myself with the project as well. But if I remember right, I pretty much had the intro sequence done with everything that's here. Ready? How long does it take? If I was to put it in hours, Siren Part 1 was about 60 hours, Part 2 about 100 hours. This one, a lot more has gone into it than that. But it's been an on and off kind of thing. I'll work for a month or so and then Rockstar will update it, break all the mods, and I'll lose the mojo. But I want to get it finished before GTA 6 comes out. And it's looking like it's going to be another 3 parts to finish up the story. So, opening shot.
I need a driver for a pickup right away.
We'll have to cut that out. Not much going on there. broken up into individual clips per project for practical reasons. Multiple clips in a project usually creates that freakish bug where your character's teeth and eyeballs like stick out of his head, so this is one of the ways that we avoid that happening. So we'll run through them. If you've got questions as to how they were done, because they're going to get a bit more complicated as we go on, I've still got all the set builds and task sequences, so we can go through those in Menyoo as well. Maybe answer some of your questions. Don't know why this one doesn't have a thumbnail. I've tried to set it and it just won't have it. I'm not going to explain what's happening, I'm just going to play them through. See what you think. It's been a while, it has been a while. This kind of stuff is usually a long and tedious process, but I've got most of the planning and sequencing already preset. Just got to find it all and work my way through it, figure out where I was at headspace wise. And the music you're listening to is the shortlist for potential backing tracks for this video, so there's... can't remember how many, maybe 30 different tracks. But this is my shortlist. Hopefully from here. Did I just show you that one? No, I didn't. Yes, I did. They're all somewhat in order, but not fully. Gotta make my blood trail. Is that an older detective or the fugitive? Not sure, I want to know. Maybe it'll become clear as you see further on. So we've got some loops for some different options for angles and things going on here. I'll chop that up in post and reorder everything. Okay, that's the end of scene 1. Not sure why I slow mode this one. Oh yeah, that's why. Cut here. Skip to the next shot so we don't have that door missing. So the method behind the madness with the slow-mo just gives us a bit more freedom with the edit afterwards. Hope it's making sense to you so far. Okay, so this one's out of order. This should have been the first shot in this sequence. That's our hero cop rolling up to check it out. And I think this is an alternate, maybe? Yeah, it's just the same one again. Maybe a few little tweaks on the cameras, but not much difference. Need to remove some of those, but I went through all of them today. There was 85 clips this morning, and I've cut out a lot of the junk. Okay, here's our girl inside the room. Do we remember what happened at the end of the last one? Or is this a mystery? That shot's getting cut. That shot's getting cut. Cut that part too. This is the keeper. Pretty sure these next few are out of order as well, because I had to go back and re-shoot some things. Like me after some dodgy food minus the blood. Do we do more here, or we're just standing there till the next camera? Yes, we are. Okay.
If I could see you again, I don't know where to start. I've tried to fix it.
Now I believe was... Oh, we'll repeat the thing. Extra shot.
I see that siren smile while I find a way to breathe. But the way that your eyes shatter mine, I will be defeated.
It's the same one again.
But if I'd go back,
Similar.
I could turn away. But if I leave it, I couldn't let me. If I go back, I could turn away.
Same shot. Yep.
But I would turn back.
I was expecting a knife in the back there. I'm staying quiet and I'm gonna keep playing.
But I don't know where I start. You're so hard to detach, though I know I should let go.
All of that other stuff is just reshoots. No, you don't quite get the knife in the back.
If I could, but now that I know you're here, I just can't surrender.
You get that? I thought that was a really cool shot. Proud of that one.
I just can't surrender. I just can't surrender.
Pretty much end of scene 3, some extra shots in there. Okay, meanwhile, elsewhere. Like the dream scene from the chase scene. Yeah. This is happening at the same time. I'm going to be kind of cutting between the two different sequences. I don't remember if it was 1 or 2. I think it was 2. I don't remember. Was this guy even in part 1? I don't think he was he? How does she always disappear after someone turns her back? I don't want to spoil it that hard. There's a reason for it, but I kind of want to see if you figure it out once you've got the whole story. Bloodlust asked many times, is she supernatural? I've not answered that question. Is this another old shot? Oh no, this is a bit later on. It's time to dip. Alien Transporter. Been watching this channel for years? That's awesome. I love that I still get people that watched it so many years ago. I have a theory, but it's extremely out there. Lay it down. I like theories. It is a non-dialogue story, so it's open to whatever you interpret it as, I guess. Obviously, I have my vision, but I don't want to narrate my vision onto it. First vid I watched was the liquor hole vid. There's been so many liquor holes. I think it was the first one. The very first one that now makes your eyes bleed to watch. With all 360 footage. The most recent one was my favourite. The Moto 180. I've lost where I was at now. These are all just extra shots as well. And then we'll go back to the hotel. So all our cops at this point are responding to the call from the other cop before he got his head taken off. Remember trying for a week to recreate that stunt. Keep trying. Feels good when you make it. Okay, 1B is near enough the same. I think I'll put a couple of different camera angles in here. Yeah. Tried that too, just ended up face planting into the wall. That's part of the process though. You've got a face plant. It's this into that angle. Yep. So that sequence there is where I stalled many years ago. After an update, none of the police cars would work. That police car is a mod, and it took us a long time to find one that would work. I'll show you why they don't work in a bit. First mission in GTA Online was the parachute jumping off Chiliad. The parachute jump like missions were a really good way to learn how to glide. Just trying to run through those courses without pulling the parachute. Really good practice. Okay, last 4. That one shouldn't be here. Now we're on to our boy. Problem was getting the bikes in the air. Yeah, it took me a really long time and a whole lot of coaching to figure out how to get the bike off the ground and then how to glide it. A lot of people helped teach me how to do that. Evolve Boys and various other friends. There's a lot more to film for this sequence. Our boy is in hiding, trying to just chill and lay low. And we're gonna have a sequence inside the bar too, where he sees the police chase going on the news, but these guys recognize him from the news reports on the way out and start some shit. Get their asses kicked. This is the fun shot. And that's it. So far, that's as far as I've gotten with it. Actual recording. So I need to build some extra shots for this sequence inside the bar and then figure out where to take it next. Now, replace Counter-Strike. Go for it, dude. I don't expect you to sit through this. This is going to be a whole lot of tedious, boring stuff, but what the hell. Pop in here and again, you might see something. Enjoy your game. Right, let's dip out the story. The game may crash. It does like to crash. I'm exiting Rockstar Editor, so we'll see. And we'll go and fool around with the mods a little bit, show you how some of the things work. Do take your time, GTA. Here we go. So this is not for the Siren project, it's for something else, but this is a manual build, piece by piece. I put this together with Object Spooner. Ignore the door that's about to fall off. I have to do some trickery with that to make it work, but this is like a you're never getting out kind of jail. You're a very dangerous person. I just thought that was cool, so get rid of this. Always remember to remove all entities, because this will just stay here even if I go elsewhere, and I'll end up with thousands of database entries. So remember to remove them when you leave. What else was I going to show off? Alleyway, I want. This is one of my favourite sequences. See if we get the right one or not. Yeah, this is the one. Okay, so I got creative. I was making it was going to be a Halloween vid, but it ended up just being too tricky to make synchronize properly on the laptop. But we've got a better rig now, so it'll work. So I definitely want to finish this project too. So bear with us a second while I set some stuff up here. I need to find all of me actors and add them to the sequencer. Rat, we need you. Right, we need all the rats. This might take a minute. I'll have to reorganize this set and separate it, I think, so that I can have all of me actors at the top of the list. I never got round to doing that. Okay. It's clearly something was going on before this shot. It's broken into two separate pieces because of what I had to do to make it work, but you'll see what the gist of what's going on in this scene is. Just let them go all to their start positions. Okay. So this is the second part of the shot. Obviously in the first part he won't have all the rats on him and be covered in blood, he'll be looking normal. Just minding his own business, peeing behind a dumpster. Oh shit. It works so well. The man here is a bit distressed. So this one is kind of a spin-off from the killer chicken video that I did. I went with we dropped an Easter egg into one of Bloodlust's videos where her characters release the chicken. So I went with what if the chicken then infected all of the other animals with its killer virus. It's kind of a spin on the zombie thing without the zombies. So I was just getting silly with this one. Get rid of all of these. So that's some meticulous set building going on there. What I do when I've got too much time on my hands. And there is another sequence to that involving dogs, but that really needs some work to sync it up before I show it. See if I've got anything else interesting in here. All the old Siren shots are here. These are not from my videos, these are from Spanish Breed stuff, so I won't show those. Oh yeah, this one. So. This is where the dog sequence takes place. Later in that story. That is just the set. These are the actors. I often do have to revive them before I can use them. So there's a bit of setup involved in this one as well. I need to change some collisions on the vehicles, destroy some of them for everything to be the way it should be when we hit record. But our doggies are very mean and are going to do some mean things. Don't think I want to go through that one on stream because that's a lot of sinking to do. Rid of these markers as well. So, thing to figure out now is where to take the car chase next. I have to be very wary of where this car chase with Siren starts here and heads off this way. But we had a problem here because Rockstar Editor doesn't like to let you change cameras in this whole Zancudo area. So I went with a different approach. I was going to have her end up in the city instead to make that work. Where's me wall? Breakable wall. So probably going to work on this shot next because it's going to be, I think, the most difficult, which is where the car chase ends. Come on, load up. Oh, this was probably a bad idea. More pain, hold on. Now I need to go and find all of the bloody cans. This is honestly the most painful part once you've got everything built, getting the right, like, everything's selected that you need selected for the sequencer. So every single fucking can. If you want to go bathroom, now is probably the time to do it because I'm going to be here for about 5 minutes. Not you. Not you. Okay. I'm not sure exactly what part of the game these bricks are from, but they are breakable. The problem with them is a normal car won't do much to them. It'll knock a few bricks out and burst a few bricks, but the car will stop dead. It won't smash straight through, and I want the car to smash right through this and land at the bottom. See all the other bricks that have been saved from previous tests? So I can mitigate this problem by separating everything into base set and task sequencer objects, which I'll definitely do before I get to the point of recording. So, as you can imagine, this did not run well on a 2014 laptop. 300 prop set builds. The game ran at like 10 FPS, which was a real problem for synchronizing animations and sequences. Definitely took this building this wall took about 3 weeks to get it to work the way I wanted it to. This is why I'm using the cans, because the bricks are too heavy. And a lot of them tend to just, the texture just disappears. Which we don't want. We want the bricks to go flying everywhere. But the E. coli cans have got nice light physics on them, so each E. coli can has a brick attached to it. And the brick's collision is actually turned off. So that it'll go with the can when it goes flying. Oh Lord, woman, how many cans did you put in this thing? Holy. I knew that was a lot, but I didn't realise it was this many. So yeah, respect your machinima creators, because we do put a lot of time into it. Why did I do that? Well, there's a reason for that. We're gonna get myself a car. We'll have a vehicle. This'll do. Close this out. So, thinking our chase scene is going to come bombing down this road. We'll run a red and collide with something, or maybe we'll come from that direction. I'll have to do some tests and figure it out, but either way, we will get smashed through this and end up down here all messed up. I'll go back up to the top and show you why we just sat there and added all of those cans. So this is how you avoid having to manually reset every single thing every time if we add them into multiple entities in the sequencer. And we say start task sequences, our walls back like magic. So anything that you're building that's destructible, do this process. So the way we do it, let's find a can. This one will do. We'll go to task sequence. We've got snap to rotation, teleport to position, end sequence. So that sits our bricks back where we put them in the first place. So I'll rotate one of them. Maybe we can't see that one. I think I've got some double ups on the bricks going on as well. If I remember right, I put some extra ones in there just so we'd get more bricks down at the bottom for that final shot of the sequence. So she's going to pretty much be done for here. And I haven't really thought about it past that point, to be honest. Maybe we'll have the other guy come in and rescue. I'll see where I'm at once I've built his next sequence. But the first thing to do for him is definitely to go and build the interior bar. So that's a little bit on Menyoo. And the power of, it's so powerful, there's so many things you can do with it, it's super cool. And then we've got Scene Director. I use this mostly for animation research. We'll also have synchronized animations, which are really useful. See on the bottom left, with help from BuzzTube, another machinima creator. And they've synchronized individual animations with multiple characters for you, so you can easily put them to use without having to do each individual piece yourself, because a lot of the animation sequences are separated into multiple parts and it can be really tricky to... Just looking for a good one to show you. Oh, Dock Worker. I think I used this. Yeah, that's the one. So I need another actor. Hold on. We'll clone Frankie. Put him in slot 2. Back to animation. Synchronized. Another beautiful thing is the menus stay open exactly where you left them. If we just close them out, it doesn't like reset it to start point. Yeah, here we go. So this is in Siren Part 2, or at least a piece of it is. Pretty cool. And there's all sorts of stuff in here. Move through labs is pretty good. Obviously have to adjust positioning. We use menu to position the characters. And what I'll do is trigger both menu and scene director at the same time, so we can get them to teleport to their start points, get to their rotation and things, while scene director runs the animation. Bunch of cool stuff. Knife struggle. This is in Lost Highway 2. I recognise what scene that's from. Yeah, one of the things I'll do while I'm working on stuff, I'll find one of the all cutscenes videos on YouTube. There's like a 10-hour long video that just plays all of the cutscenes out. I'll have that on another screen in the background, and anything that stands out that'll work for me story, I'll then jump onto here and find it in animation preview. The animation research is pretty much this, just scouring through everything that's in here, but there's tens of thousands, I think even hundreds of thousands of animations in this list, so we can narrow it down with a series of not statements. So say we want sit animations, gives us 5,713 animations matching sit. That gives us everything with the word sit in it, but not really the word, the letters in that sequence. So words like position will come up in that as well. Something to be aware of. So eventually we're going to get to something freaky if we keep scrolling. Creatures. So these are for the animals, obviously. They're not rigged for human characters, so we don't want a couple of hundred of those in there. So we'll go back to the filter, type in sit again, and add not creatures. And that'll remove everything with the word creatures in it and narrow down our filter. And you can keep adding not this. Say first person is coming up a lot, I'll add not first to that list, and all of the first person animations will be removed. Good way to narrow things down. Miss is another good one to punch in because we'll get main missions, cutscenes in this list. And this is where I would find them, so I've referenced them from the game or from the YouTube vid with the cutscenes, and then dug through to identify which mission. They're obviously not named the way they would be in game, but Miss Armenian is all of the Franklin Lamar missions at the beginning of the game, pretty much. There's a few named differently that are part of that, but once you've scrolled through them a few times, you'll get pretty familiar with how they've coded things. If we go Trevor, I believe that pulls up Trevor's missions. And pretty much anything involving Trevor. Some of them are facial animation as well, they're not always body animations. What I did when I first started messing around with this is just sat there with a notepad and skipped through until I found a bunch of stuff that was interesting, and then pieced things together from that. Tennis mini games, so I would remove the word tennis with a not statement, and that would get rid of all of the crappy and tennis stuff. Pretty straightforward. Once you've messed around with it a little bit, it'll be a bit easier. So that's animations. What we can also do is make our actors drive our cars for us. So I'll use this for police chases and things. So we've got our actor 1, and if we go record scene setup, This is always better to do on controller than keyboard because it reads your inputs and then repeats them. So with the keyboard being full accelerate, full brake, it makes things a little janky. You've got a lot more control on the controller. So we'll drive around a little bit. Okay. Alt E to stop it. Now that we've got our recording, we want to look at the driving setting. Direct is pretty much as precise as it can possibly be, and doesn't look so good. But there's, if you want to go reverse as well, you have to use the reverse setting. It will not do it when you play it back. It won't reverse unless you've got that setting on. Let's go with road aggressive and scene mode active.
Let's go.
It'll take a minute for it to start driving because I yammered after I pressed the button. What's your latest machinima? The most recent one I ever made was Lost Highway Part 2, but the most recent upload has all of them in one video, and it's chaptered and chronologically. So the last one in that video is the most recent. What I'm working on now is the Part 3 for Siren and a couple of other things. Okay, so our boy will drive. I didn't touch the controller the whole time. I wasn't even looking at the screen. It did it by itself. And if I switch to Actor 2, run it again, he's going to go drive away and leave us behind. And there he goes. And that's how we build vehicle chases in single player. Don't run me over. Please don't run me over. Oop. So I would run it quite a few times till I get it where I'm almost happy with it. And if something's just really not working, we can pull up edit scene beta. This lets us cycle through every input that was recorded. So see the yellow rings there. The first few are always going to be overlapped, so we'll just cycle through until we get one of the ones that's separated. I would actually remove all of these right here. So say the controls on this are horrible, by the way. We wanted to adjust where the vehicle is on this particular point. We'll just go edit position and we can move it with WASD, put it anywhere we want. Exit. And now if everything worked correctly, he should drive all the way over to that other marker before he turns. Imagine car crashes are kind of difficult. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the more difficult scenes, this, with the wall here, because I'm going to have to time sync some vehicles to collide and send it flying in the right direction, but I've also want some interior shots in the vehicle as it crashes through, and want to make it flip if I can. There's a bunch of ways to do that. I think manually is probably going to be the easiest for me, like on the controller, but there's ways to do it with Menyoo as well, without manual control. Oof! That works. Back to start. Because Franklin was just standing here and he's in an actor slot, he'll go back to his start position as well each time. I usually keep Franklin, or whichever story character we're loading on, in actor slot 1 because it's beneficial to possess a separate character while recording with the Rockstar editor. That's another way to prevent the characters going all messed up with their eyes popping out their head and stuff in the Rockstar editor. If you're possessing the character while he's animating, it kind of messes with things a little bit. So I'll position this dude in the middle of the scene, make him invincible, invisible, and have no collision. And I'll be possessing this character when I run the sequence and record the clip. Oh, I'm tired now going through all of this. Guys, this is tricky stuff to explain. I didn't even think of what I'm gonna do in next part of the sequence. I thought it would take a lot longer to go through all this, but we're making good time so far. Okay, we'll get rid of everything here. Have I got anything else interesting? All of this, AG, airport gate, airport scene, alleyway. This is a much bigger project with a much more work behind it because I didn't really need vehicles that much. Broken vehicles, that's what we'll have a look at. So, problem I had with police cars that pretty much stalled the Siren project. I'll show you. Pretty much everything from the emergency vanilla game. All of these modded vehicles that I had to try and find one that actually works. What's the regular police car? I think it's this one. Okay, so if we do the same thing with this one, just get rid of his recording. Actually, no, we'll leave it in place. We'll chase him. So, to add a second vehicle to the mix, that's what we'll do. If we start as usual, it's just going to run the pre-recorded. So what we're going to do here, instead of record scene setup, we're going to hit record scene active. That'll play the pre-recorded scene that I already played and record what I'm doing in this scene. So we're going to chase him this time. Let's throw on the sirens. Why not? Pull over. Always lost his way because I did the edit, didn't I? He's followed AI path in there to get to that second marker. Okay, here we go. Okay. Let's have another Franklin. See how that looks. So if I've got a multiple car chase going on, I'll decide which ones are more in the secondary shots. Yeah, you see how it's not working properly? This was the problem I was having. And this pretty much happens with every vanilla emergency vehicle and every modded vehicle that I could find. And it took such a long time to find something that works. And the one that works is... where is he? Let's spawn it in and run it again. NK Buffalo. This beauty right here. Let's have me Actor 2 back. Ditch that vehicle. Hello? Is there a reason I can't get into the vehicle? Don't say I've broken it again, or have I got the wrong vehicle? What is happening here? Let's try it this way. Okay. That works. We'll get rid of that other vehicle because it's useless. Close one menu and then we can left D-pad and delete that. Okay. Let's get rid of that other marker as well, actually. Since it's causing a bit of drama. Oh, the navigation is so bad. This one. I cannot remember how to delete them. Definitely a way to delete them. Oh, there we go. Disabled. Yeah, that one needs a lot of work. I guess it never got out of beta. Because it never got better. Back to start. Okay, try this again. Report scene active. Ugh. Go, Franklin, go. Wait, where'd my Actor 3 go? Did he run away? He's just done off. What? Okay. Why did that happen? I wondered why I was finding random actors in the middle of the ocean when I was looking through stuff the other day. Alright. We can fix this. I've got no entities. Do it the old-fashioned way. If I can remember where on earth I was. Where was I, chat? There. Better. Okay. Let's try our scene again. Interesting indeed. Sometimes some weird stuff happens. You just gotta deal. So this police car should work. There we go. So that is the only cop car in the game that I can have drive without possessing it. If I possess the character, all the other cars work fine, but I've got to be possessing it while it runs. Otherwise it does that janky thing that it was doing before. So that means I've also got to write in different vehicle for our FIB guy because his car doesn't work either. So I'll have to come up with a scene that explains that car getting replaced and where I have to physically drive the car myself. So that's why you've waited 7 years and counting for Siren Part 3. Any questions? None? Good stuff. Let's get rid of everything that I don't need here first of all. I have a nasty habit of leaving stuff in place that I don't need. Remove him. Remove him. No. Wait. So who are you? This is what happens when I spawn too many of the same character. It happened after one of the DLC updates, and for whatever reason, I don't know whether they couldn't or the mod author just didn't see it as something that needed fixed, or whether they could fix it. No idea. But let that be a lesson. Test every single vehicle before you try to use it, both while possessing the character and not possessing the character. Because the last thing you want is to film a whole sequence and have your car go, I'm not moving. Because that's what I did. Well, what is happening here? But it happens. It's the downside of being dependent on mods that you know nothing about and being at the mercy of Rockstar's updates. Just getting the game working again this time was a problem because since they've added Battle Eye, I had to find a way to make it work again because it just wouldn't load my game the other day. Usually, I think what I will be doing is doing a fresh install and reinstall all of the mods again because it is crashing somewhat frequently with just like basic stuff, so I'd imagine it's going to cause more problems with the more detailed sequences. I'm going to get more crashes. I actually have a playlist on the channel. I'll have to double check and see if it's unlisted or private or whatever, but I'll unlist it, or I'll list it, that has a bunch of mod related videos, both how to install and use mods and how to specifically use these mods that I'm using. There's a channel named Wanua, I might be saying the name totally wrong, but he's got a bunch of Menyoo scene director tutorials that are very, very, very useful. Definitely worth looking at. And there's a bunch of his vids in there too, so I don't know what to do now, if I'm honest. I've worn myself out with all of this. I've lost track of what I've showed you and what I haven't at this point. Yeah, usually it's just a case of something somewhere is outdated and needs updated, but figuring out which can be an issue if you've got like 50 different mods installed. So I've got a lot of like extra stuff in there, like pack file adjust as, heat limit adjust as, to stop cars despawning and all sorts of other problems. You can see the mod playlist. Oh well, there you go. I highly recommend you look through that if you're creating this sort of content, because there's a load of useful stuff in there. Anything that I thought was useful has gone on there. And I often reference it as well. If it's been a while since I've made anything, I'll run through that and remember how everything works, because it's quite a learning curve. Figure out how all of this stuff works. Let's load something up, even though I'm Xbox and not PC. Still worth having a look. And I did a lot of stuff on Xbox. The Fugitive video wasn't on Xbox, it was PC, but it was no mods. It was director mode only, and I basically just antagonized the police and watched how they responded in that location, and then added a few little extra scenes to it. But I wasn't a big fan of director mode on its own. Felt like it just removed most of the game rather than made it better. Scene director is what director mode should have been. First trying to figure out which Siren videos are the right ones. We've got... Let's have a look at Lighthouse.
Look the fuck out!
Yeah, that's got the right police vehicles, so this is the right one. So there's a bunch of stuff going on here as well. Let's have a look at the entity list. I don't think that this one's nowhere near as bad to figure out. We don't need a Franklin. I'm not even sure which part of the sequence this is, but we'll need what golf balls. Golf balls, I'll explain those in a minute. Let's go to all of the human characters. What's a human? The cameras we need in there as well. These two cars. Okay, let's see what happens. It looks like chaos, but trust us. Don't run me over. I don't even know why he's driving off there. He shouldn't have a task sequence. I built him in... I did that in Scene Director, I'm sure. But never mind. Forget him anyway. Did we end up in the water, my dear? I'm guessing we did. What are you doing just standing around? This is movie making magic. This is not, oops. Yeah, we're running through some task sequences, some scene setups and other things for Machinima projects, is what we're doing. Boring, bye! Oh, fun. This ain't for you, my friend. Ain't for you. Right, where were we? Bring everybody back to the beginning. And have them sit, so... These two basically shoot each other and disappear to give us the blood splatters here. Because there's really no other way to do a blood trail that looks convincing. And the same thing happens over here, I believe. I want my menu closed because I'm walking. We need nighttime for this as well, because this is a nighttime shot. Will do. Okay. So this is a wide shot that you saw earlier, minus the cars taken off. That's like the last shot in the sequence. So in the clip, this guy goes with them, but I had to manually control him because of the busted car. Cameras are also task sequenced and timed with the animation to make the flashes. Took a bit of tweaking and setting up as well. Let's stop that and find what camera. Yeah, so the camera itself has its own timed task sequence that goes along with the guy clicking the camera. Is it him or is it him? Ah, it's him. So when I trigger all of the sequences, it's running the animation at the same time and the flashes are timed. Start them up again. They go bye-bye. That's our crime scene. Finally. Finally found cars that work. And look at them. How beautiful. Yeah. So that is the project so far. I think what I'll do, I'll leave the VOD up and I'll chapter it. If anybody wants to look back at anything. And I will pre-plan the new sequences so that you guys don't have to go through all the pain and suffering of all of the animation research and the other things. I'll set up the task sequences and we'll just do the recording, the Rockstar editor part together on the new shots. So there might be the odd day or two or even more time between streams, but I'll do the occasional stream update on this and we'll run through everything that I've got so far for those of you that are okay with the spoilers. But honestly, I don't think if I was not bringing you along for it, I probably would end up not finishing the project at all, and I really do want to finish it because 7 years and people still ask for this next segment, so it's important that I do it before GTA 6 because I'm never touching this game again. GTA 6. Never. Unless stunt physics are really, really bad, and then I'll move straight back to LS. Like, super quick. So yeah, that is the project so far. A little bit on how things work. And I'll show you more as we go along. But cheers for the few that have turned out to have a look-see. Obviously, I didn't expect many people to want to watch it because, obviously, spoilers. But thank you to those of you that did and have taken an interest. I really appreciate that you care about the effort that goes in behind the vids and that you understand why it takes so damn long to put them together. So, yeah, thanks a bunch, everybody. And we'll see you next time. Maybe we'll do stunts next time. I'm thinking about maybe playing... I've just picked up The Last of Us Part 1. I never played it because I didn't have PlayStation, and I've waited for them to fix it on PC, so I might run some of that on stream as well if you are interested. But yeah, until next time, thanks a bunch and have a good one.
floating in our veins, players in a spy